Hey there, Scorpio, and welcome to your week of November 15th, 2021 General Tarot reading. We're going to look at your general energy coming into this week, some possible challenges, and possible outcomes for you here. We're going to clarify all those cards and tie everything off with an oracle card at the end, so you're going to want to stick around for all that. These are general readings, Scorpio, so some, all, or none of it may resonate with you. We've got some poppers for you to start things off. But, hello, Spike. But just remember that some, all, or none of this may resonate with you. If it does resonate, that's awesome. If it doesn't resonate, then it's just not part of your message, or it just isn't your message at all. So don't try to make something fit that doesn't. So without further ado, we got all sorts of pop-outs here for you, Scorpio. Start things off. Awesome energy to be in here. The Emperor, it's a sign of Aries, so you may have Aries in your chart. Might be dealing with an Aries. But the Emperor is the boss. It's sort of the king of kings, right? All four of the minor arcana kings come together and they make the Emperor. So I see that as you being in a very strong and powerful position here, very authoritative, very commanding, very mature as well, which is fantastic. But I feel like this is sort of an energy where you might be trying to do things all by yourself. You got the Seven of Swords here. It's a card of, protection, trying to protect yourself, protect others. But you can see here this person, they're trying to carry all these swords away, but they can't carry them all. It's like kind of like trying to do all the work yourself, but not being able to do absolutely everything you want. And that's kind of what an emperor and like a ruler is, right? They know they can't do everything themselves, so they command others to do so. To, hey, like, I want you to, go do this, go do that, right? Whatever it might be. So I feel like this is sort of saying like you're trying to do everything on your own, but I feel like you have the authority to kind of ask for help, or ask someone if they can do something for you, and they will listen to you at this time. So that's awesome. We also got the Nine of Swords here, a card of anxieties and fears, kind of being in your own head here at this time. But it's also a card of being in a good position. It's just you are in your own head and you're kind of like overthinking things, and you're kind of, over evaluating like negative things, right? Valuing is probably not a good word, but giving more power to the negative things, I guess, at this time, right? It's a card of those nightmares, anxieties, fears, all just kind of building up. And it's just a matter of like, you're in a good position. Maybe this is just a thing where, because you feel like you have to do everything on your own and you're missing out on some stuff, like you're missing out on these two swords here. It's kind of saying to you that you're like, oh man, it's not going to get done in time. It's not going to work out. But I feel like you're in a good position. Like you're sitting on your throne here at this time with the Emperor. I feel like you just need to reach out and ask for some help, Scorpio. And it's going to happen. Like people will respect you and respect your authority and your power, right, at this time. And see that, yeah, like let's help Scorpio out, all right? So let's take a look, and we got some more pop-up. Oh, we got 3 there for you. We'll take them all. Let's take a look at your challenges here. We got the Six of Swords, the Five of Wands, and the Lovers here. With the Six of Swords, it's kind of that like we're in the rough waters. But we can see the calm waters ahead here. Like we're getting out of the rough stuff and getting into like settling down. But I feel like, right now you're still in the rough waters. Even though the clear waters are still ahead, we're kind of a bit... we're kind of nestled right into those rough waters, right? Like we can see the clear waters ahead, but it's like there's still a lot of rough water between you and your destination at this time. But I feel like that can, like, again, asking for help might be able to smooth that over. With the Five of Wands, might be a lot of conflict going on for you at this time, just in general conflict. Or you might feel like you have a ton of rivals at this time here, was what the Five of Wands can represent. So it might be one of those cases where you feel like you can't ask for help because these people are competing against you in one way or another. Like maybe you're at a job and you feel like you're competing for a promotion, so you don't want to ask for help. But I feel like these people could be helpful to you at this time. It's just, you gotta change your view on them. Like instead of looking at it as if I ask for them, I'm looking weak, or they're going to get the better end of this because I had to ask for their help. Maybe it's this case of asking for their help and we both work out and get a win-win situation out of this instead. With the Lovers here as well, could be dealing with a Gemini. You may have Gemini in your chart here at this time. You always have Gemini in your chart if it's in there, but it doesn't just come and go. But it may be a case where you might be dealing with a Gemini. But the lovers can be like that big time soul connection. So maybe this is talking about your partner, maybe if you have a partner, or like a best friend type of person, or or just someone who you feel like a very, very strong connection with here. It could be a family member as well. Could be when we're talking about like work and stuff and like rivals. Maybe you feel like this person who's a soul connection with you is a rival at this time, right? You feel like, oh no, I'm competing against them. But I feel like they have that strong connection with you. They're willing to help out, right? Even though they might be, competing against you, they're still willing to offer up a hand because maybe they feel or they know that there's room at the top of the mountain for both of you, right? So let's take a look and see what we got for some possible clarifiers. We're getting ahead of ourselves again, Scorpio. Let's see what we got for some possible. There was the Empress flipping out. Let's see what we got for some possible outcome cards for you here, Scorpio. All right. So we got the Strength card. Wonderful. We got the Moon as well. Just gonna shift everything over a little bit. And we got the the Seven of Pentacles. All right, so the Strength card is the sign of Leo, and the Moon card is the sign of Pisces. So you may have that in your chart, it's Leo or Pisces, or you might be dealing with a Leo or a Pisces at this time as well. What we're saying here with the Strength card is talking about you being in a very powerful position at this time here, Scorpio, right? The Strength card is showing your inner strength. It's like people seeing how powerful you are here. And I think too often people think asking for help is a weakness, when I feel like it's a strength to know that when you've reached like your limit and I can't achieve something like this on my own, so I need someone else to help me out. I feel like too many people look at that as like oh, that's a weakness, that's no good, like we can't be having that. Whereas I feel as though it is a strength to realize that you do have shortcomings potentially, or you do have like limitations yourself. Like, no one knows everything, right? But I feel like too many people feel like they have to know everything, if you know what I mean, Scorpio. We have the Moon here as well. Sign of Pisces, as I was saying before. The Moon is about walking your own path, going your own way. It's also about partial illumination as well. So not being able to see all ends. And that's kind of what I was talking about just a second ago, right? I was saying like nobody knows everything, right? You can't see what's in the shadows, what's not being illuminated by the moon, right? So I feel like you need to just be like, well, I can't see what's on my path. I can't see what's in the shadows over there. But maybe I know someone who can see over there. Maybe I ask them for some help. Hey, what's going on over, in that dark part of this world? And they'd be like, oh, this is just this, right? And you're like, oh, well, then that's nothing to worry about. And you can just walk on by it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like I say, asking for help here. I feel like asking for help is going to help you out a ton in the long run, of course. We got the Seven of Pentacles here. It's a card of hard work. It's a card of making sure you're on course. You're on the path to a big time harvest here. It's also a card that asks you, is the juice worth the squeeze, right? Is the work I'm putting in worth the effort here? I feel like it is. Like, I feel like you're in a strong position, like incredibly strong with the Emperor and the Strength card both coming out. I feel like you're on your path, you know where you're going, and I feel like you're leading to that big harvest, right? So I feel like you're in a fantastic position here, Scorpio. It's just a matter of like, having someone help enhance it or help move you along and get over those parts that you can't deal with it so well, much easier, right? Asking for help that way. So let's take a look and see what we got for some potential clarifiers here for you, Scorpio. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it so much. Wow, there's a Strength card again. Thank you so much again for being here. I appreciate it so much. If you want to stick around, we're going to tie everything off with an Oracle card at the end. So I would recommend sticking around for that, but I'm a little biased. So, you don't necessarily have to take my word for that here. So let's take a look and get one last card here for your energy clarifiers. We got the Six of Swords again. All right. Interesting. So, again, with the Six of Swords repeating like this, I feel like you're in that rocky waters. You're kind of like I can see the finish line. I can see my destination again, and you know where it is. But I feel like if you let if you try to keep doing everything on your own and you let these kind of that mindset of like everyone's against me, you know, overtake you, you're going to remain in those rocky waters, right? This will persist. So I feel like you need to ask for some help, reach out. Like, again, the strength card comes out again here. And that is to say, like, you know, you are strong at this time. And I was talking about that. Sometimes being strong is knowing that you can't necessarily do everything. You don't have all the answers. You might not be able to, you know, do everything yourself. One of my favorite things, like for myself, whenever I seen, like when I was a kid watching like TV shows and cartoons and stuff, my favorite characters were always the leaders, because the leaders knew who had what strengths and weaknesses and who to apply in what situations and stuff. For instance, like, this is going to be really silly, but the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Jason was the leader, and he would try to do things on his own. He was the best fighter of the bunch, but he did know, like, I don't know technical stuff so much. So he would ask the Blue Ranger. He'd be like, you know all the tech stuff. Like, what do we do? Like, is there something we can come up with here? You know, and that's what I feel like with you. You need to kind of realize that, you know, just ask for someone else. Like, maybe someone else has some expertise here to help you out here, you know, and not necessarily look at everyone as kind of rivals or look at everyone as kind of, people who won't help you, as, you know, they're openly hostile or something. Just look at it as, you know, they're here to help. They're potential resources for you. So that's awesome. With the Ace of Pentacles here as well, planting that seed, right? Maybe you need that maybe this reading is going to plant that seed in your head that, okay, I can actually grow a lot from here by taking this new approach. Or it's possibly saying, like, the reason why you are trying to do everything so much is because you're really trying to grow this and get that abundance that we're seeing you on the right path for here in the end. So I love that. That's awesome. Let's take a look and clarify your challenge cards. See what's going on with them as well. We got for you the Nine of Wands, the Judgment card, and the Nine of Swords again. Again, there's that Nine of Swords coming up. Oh, I just accidentally flipped a card off. We'll take it. It's the Chariot. As I was setting the deck aside there. So we got the Nine of Swords repeating here. What's interesting is we have 3 nines in your reading. We have the Nine of Swords repeating, of course, and we have the Nine of Wands as well. That represents a completion. Is very close for you. I feel like you're really close to achieving what you want to achieve. It's just like this one little push, this last little thing you need to figure out here. With the Nine of Swords and the Nine of Wands, again, we're talking about those fears, those anxieties overtaking you, and you focusing too much on the negative. With the Nine of Wands, you're trying to protect yourself. Like the Seven of Swords is also a card of protection, right? You're trying to take those swords away so they can't be used against you. And with the Nine of Wands, it's like you built up this wall so no one can get in. I feel like you need to open up here and look around and don't be afraid to ask for help, right? Like, don't be afraid to go out there. I know the Nine of Wands is the Wounded Warrior. Hello again, Spike. But like the Wounded Warrior is been beaten but not broken here. You just need to kind of realize that, like, not everyone's out to hurt you. Like, there are some people that legitimately want to help you. And we have the Lovers down here. And the Lovers was saying, like, hey, you know, the Lovers is that soulmate connection, that big time. I feel like you need to get that person to help you out here, and things are going to work out all the better for you if you just reach out, right? With the Chariot and the Judgment card here, the Judgment card's saying, like, there's a fear of commitment. Like, you're afraid that, hey, we might not click here for some reason, right? Like, or you're afraid that, like, I can't ask for other people for help because once I commit, and then there's that, it's kind of like opening up the gates, and it's like, or opening up your door when someone knocks and you don't know who it is, right? It's like there's that chance, like, maybe this is someone that wants to hurt me, right? Like, so you're a little skeptical, a little afraid there to open up, and there's being afraid to commit. But I feel like opening up, not necessarily doors to strangers, but opening up in this situation is going to lead you to some great stuff here. And we have the Chariot card here as well. It's a card of having success, things moving along very quickly. Like, we want that completion to come. We want that end to happen so that we can move on and start up something more, right? With the Chariot here, you're having troubles with that. We're not getting the success we want. We're not moving along as fast as we want. Again, I feel like it's just a matter of just needing to know your limitations and needing to know that there are people out there that legitimately want to help you, Scorpio. So let's take a look and clarify your outcome cards here as well, Scorpio, and see what we got. Well, we got a couple of cards there, I think. Yep, we got 2 there, and we'll take 1 more. And there it is. All sorts of pop-outs for you today, Scorpio. We got the 6 of Wands, we got the Tower, we got the 3 of Wands. I love that. The 6 of Wands is a card of leadership, much like the Emperor. It's also a card of walking the walk and talking the talk, right? You backing up what you're saying, you backing up what you're doing here. And it's a card of success and celebrations as well. Again, with that coming out in your resolutions, I feel like that's amazing. That's very strong here. I feel as though you're going to have a ton of success and a ton of reasons to celebrate because you're going to be in that leadership role. You're going to walk the walk and talk the talk. You're going to be that good leader that I was talking about before, who knows that like they can't solve everything. So they need to, you know, ask someone else for help. Ask someone else, you know, hey, what can you say? What are your expertise on this situation, right? We got the Tower here too, a big time change, and a change that has to happen in order for you to progress, right? So again, I feel like this is that mindset. Like you got to change your mindset up and like realize that, you know, you can't just do everything on your own here. And with the 3 of Wands at the end here, it's a card of opportunities, keeping your eyes open for opportunities, as well as being patient, because the 7 of Pentacles talks about being patient, you know, making sure you're on time for a harvest, making sure we're progressing in the right direction. And the 3 of Wands talks about being patient, waiting for your ships to come in, right? You have to be patient that way. And so again, I just feel like you can't rush ahead like you want to do with a chariot. You can't just do it all with yourself. Sometimes you need to go outside and ask some other people for help here in order to really get the results you want. So let's tie this all off, Scorpio, with an oracle card. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it so much. Yeah, we'll take her. That's our pop out. But thank you so much for being here. Hope this has been helping out. Hope this has been resonating. And we got our oracle card for you. It's the Snake Spirit saying it's time to heal. That's, you know, maybe that's something that needs to happen for you, right? We have the Wounded Warrior here, the 9 of Wands. Maybe before you were hurt because you let people in because you thought you could trust them, you thought they'd help you out, and maybe they, you know, flaked on you. Maybe they ended up, you know, churning around and like taking all the credit for something you did or whatever the case may be. But the Snake Spirit is telling me it's time to heal. It's time to get over that. It's time to, you know, let the past be the past here, Scorpio. Let that go ahead. Let that, you know, fade away into the background, because just because someone in the past hurt you doesn't mean everyone else in the future wants to. You know, there are people out there who want to, you know, be with you and spend time with you and help you out on your road. So that's fantastic, Scorpio. If you want to help out the channel, you can leave a like down below. That lets YouTube know that you really like the content. If you want to subscribe to the channel, if you haven't already, that way you can find me in your subscriptions and you can check out these videos as they come out every week. You can also check out your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus sign videos too after this one, Scorpio. Hopefully something there will help resonate with you because we are complicated creatures, not bound by a single astrological sign. Thank you again for being here, Scorpio, and I hope to see you in the next video.